bees are endangered right now.
Yeah, because they've all got diabetes. Diabetes.
The more I think about my hometown, the more I just fall in love with it.
Yeah, we should go back for an episode.
I missed the food.
Yeah.
The food was great. You can shit on them all you want or whatever. I love them. I think they're great. And the food is amazing. They understand food on a different level.
I would love to eat at Lytle Land and Cattle one more time, which was in the middle of Buffalo Gap. And it was
in Abilene, Texas. Perini's was in Buffalo Gap.
Oh, sorry. Perini's was in...
And that was George Bush's favorite steakhouse.
Yeah, George,
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
George Bush would literally like fly in like peach cobbler from Perini's to the White House. Yeah,
I'll go. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would like land the Air Force One like in a pasture, and like George Bush would walk out and like shoot a cow in the head. He'd be like, all right, cook that on the grill. Just be strutting in.
Yeah.
That's great because as you're eating the food in Perini's, you look out the window and you see all the things that are about to be executed.
Yes.
There's a bunch of cows out in the
including the
field.
people.
Yeah. There's a big fat guy. There's a line of big fat guys going into a kill trough, and they're being read their last rights.
They go, you realize you will be shot in the head. I go, yeah, but there's a big trough in there. You telling me I get access to the trough?
I love beef so much I want to see it firsthand. This is my one chance.
I miss you know what I miss too is like, so you don't have natural disasters out in the middle of Texas. I guess the occasional flash flood that somehow like kills like 40 people somehow, where it's like, just don't drive.
Right.
And still people go drive and they drive into rivers and then their car immediately.
It just floats away and they go, oh, Lord, no.
They don't understand the concept of running water. Flash floods always kill people in the middle of Texas.
So they've never taken a bath. They don't get it.
Yeah, they don't understand. It's so funny because there are no natural disasters. The occasional tornado, right? Like tornadoes, especially in the middle of Texas. But the real natural disaster it was like rattlesnake dens. Like people would just like trip. It's like True Grit, where some guys
trip
just
and fall
looking
into a
for
rattlesnake
arrowheads,
den.
and he falls back into a rattlesnake den. Just immediately like descends into the pits of hell.
Yeah, and somehow the venom like helps their heart. Keeps it beating for another few years.
He's sticking a fork into the rattlesnakes and twirling it like spaghetti. And eating them.
Arrivederci.
Fuck, speaking of falling into a big hole, I heard about a guy in somewhere in LA County, maybe Ventura. You know about these sinkholes, how they suddenly open up and a house just disappears?
Yeah.
I read about this one, like, might have been 8 years ago. A big sinkhole opened up in someone's backyard and got the corner of the house, and the back wall lowered like that, and a guy as he's sleeping, he slid off of his bed and he shot, like he bobsledded down this giant hole that opened, and they searched for 7 days and they never found him, and there was just a hole. You know when there's sinkholes, they just put cones around them and guys stand like outside the street in LA and nothing really happens.
And they go, this is a hole's here forever now.
Damn, I thought that was only for like shitty countries.
Yeah, apparently it happens here too.
Happens in LA,
and then they can't find the guy. He just disappeared, and that he was just sleeping, and then he was just started screaming and slid into an abyss. Yeah, and he was gone forever.
I'm not even a religious guy, but if I knew that guy, I'd be like, he had to like have fucked like 500 kids or something.
You wonder like what the fuck did that guy do?
Like God just opened up the earth and swallowed you into hell. Like it's something from like Dante's Inferno.
How do you die in like a biblical way like that?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. In the middle of the night.
You gotta have to like, I don't know. That should be reserved for like genocidal like warlords or something.
Well,
like,
this is acting like there's any justice or rhyme or reason for anyone dying.
He's the greatest
ever.
person.
He's probably an amazing person.
They're like he didn't even have money. He gave it all to charity.
I mean, this idea he had to be evil. He was most likely incredible.
Yeah. And as he's sliding in, he goes, "I was a great guy." What?
You slid into an abyss and no one gets closure.
Right. There's old people who don't get their Meals on Wheels that weekend because the Earth ate a guy.
How the fuck can that be your last few minutes on Earth? You falling like eternally through like a void.
Yeah.
You have to think that's some sort of crazy nightmare you're having.
I've thought about that before. Of like, there are some people who meet the most unfortunate ends, and you could be, like, literally, you could be one of the guys caught by the toy box killer, and then you're just, you're tortured for 95 days and then shot in the head.
Imagine, like the chance, You're the one guy that like somebody breaks. You have a lovely marriage. You've been with your wife for 40 years.
Worked hard. Achieved the American dream.
Kids, their success stories. Like, it's amazing. And then one night, some guy with a mask breaks into your home. He ties you and your wife up, and he puts like plates on your back. And if you guys drop the plates, he skull fucks you and blows both your heads off.
Yeah. The guy from the documentary we watched.
The Golden State Killer.
Yeah. Still one of my favorite. I don't know. Have we talked about that before?
I don't know.
Where there was that basically happened, and then they were interviewing the couple that happened to. It was like an old 70-year-old man and his wife, and they put the plates on him, and he raped his wife in front of him, and you could just see the guy be like, I swear I'm not a gay pussy, but you get surprised sometimes.
It ruined him. He could never. It completely ruined him.
Yeah. Did nothing wrong.
Did nothing
by the
wrong.
way.
He was tied up. He couldn't do anything.
Tied up, had a gun on him, had no idea what was going to happen, and he's still like, I can't. You felt worse for him than you felt for his wife.
Yep.
Basically.
Yep.
Watching it.
Yep.
Yeah, I always feel worse for the guy. Because I see myself represented in media.
Exactly.
I'm like, I can relate to the guy, but the woman, I have no idea what she's going through right now.
I go, that's me, except I would have, burst those ropes and then fucked that guy in front of my wife.
I just, that kind of thing, I go to that fantasy often at night of like a guy all of a sudden just walking in the house and then like torture killing me.
Yeah.
Because it's the thing about evil that is hard for me to understand with my like black and white, like biblical brain is the evil without sense.
Yes.
Because in like a movie, the villain always is like, because I was hurt, I will hurt others. It's the reason why Prisoners sucks at the end, because they need a backstory for this old lady about how she lost a kid or something, and now that's why she takes other people's kids so they can understand. It would have just been better if she was just an evil person and there was no
really
sense.
Happens. Yeah.
And there was no sense or order to it.
Right.
There might be a guy who, for no reason at all, walks into my house and like, I don't know, like Sid in Toy Story. He just starts doing that to me, like putting weird like well, actually that would kick ass if he turned me into like a weird like what is that movie, Mars Attacks?
If he turned me into guy,
if he turned my head into a snow globe that's filled with water somehow, but I could still breathe, and I have like a weird if he turned me basically into the Wild Wild West spider guy, but with a head thing, I would love to do that. That would kick ass. If he left, I would garnish my wages to pay for the service that he gave me, as if I took a loan out for plastic surgery to turn into a weird like spider octopus guy.
That is actually the magical absurdism of you. Is I truly believe you would be on the podcast that week. We'd be like, "Do you want to like take a week off from recording?" You're like, "No," and then you're grabbing the mic with your metal fucked up.
I'm
hand.
a metal spider.
You got your 8 metal hands grabbing the mic. You go, "I'm a fucked up retard guy."
You'd love it because the guy would be turning you into a Confederate general.
But that truly is the horrifying aspect of life. Is there's a guy who could be listening to this right now. He like
go to Jace's house and not do that to me, but do it to Jace.
Go to my house and whip me like a dog until I come out against my will. But no, I'm saying there's literally a guy who like could live his life perfectly, start his own mechanic shop. He got abused as a kid, came from a shitty home life, sends his kids to college, and then one day his dad's dying. He goes to the hospital. He makes peace with his dad. He goes, "I forgive you. I truly do, deep in my heart. I've done enough work. I love you. I'm sorry that you couldn't have been a better man." And then it's a beautiful moment. They cry. His dad slips away. And then he walks outside, and a black kid just stabs him in the neck and then runs away.
Yeah, well, it didn't have to be a black kid, but sure.
Well, or a white kid stabs him in the neck.
It could be 2 white kids.
Could be 8 black kids.
It could have been a mixed kid.
It could have been 8 black kids, 7 white kids.
Could have been a Pakistani guy.
Yeah. That I won't stand for.
That's only if you're in Europe.
Yeah.
That's what I'm a little afraid of. I hear they're real stabby over there. Here, I heard going to London, I didn't know I was on my way to white Afghanistan.
That's such a funny thing when you're like, You go, there's a terrorist attack in Australia or like
Yeah.
London or whatever.
You're like, what if they strap a dynamite to a koala and throw it at somebody?
Yeah, what the fuck happened? And then it's just like a guy ran around the mall with a knife.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
He killed like 11 people.
like
terrifying.
cut people's limbs off and shit.
I always picture it like, you know how in a video game when like it's a POV like this and you're running and you have a knife and kill. Like is that how real life works? Is you can stab.
It is shocking.
Right. When
So
you
many
get
people got stabbed. Like, run.
Like how hard? It's hard to stab someone, right?
I don't know about that.
I think it's pretty easy actually.
It happens. It goes right in.
It goes right in
Yeah,
there.
but you're like.
Yeah, but then you're stabbing my leg, and you just hit an artery. And
Yeah, I can't grab it because then you're gonna slice my hands up. So I'm
Yeah.
just trying to like fucking like that, but then you get through and
Well, I guess I could go for the big ones.
yeah.
I could go for like the lady behind the counter at the Panda Express at the mall.
Sure.
I get a couple of them.
Oh, you're saying you only stab fat people?
Yeah, I go for. Well, you pick
Well,
the
they're
weakest
actually-
in the herd.
well,
that would
If
be
I'm
a great
predator-
excuse for fat people.
What?
They go like, "Go ahead and make fun of me all you want. I am stab proof."
I was gonna say that's actually the worst strategy because none of them would die.
Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't get to an organ.
I guess I would do this.
They'd
I
be
would do
like,
this.
thanks for the free lipo, asshole.
Okay, if I'm a lion and
Okay.
I'm looking for gazelles,
Sure.
right? I'm gonna go after the elderly actually, because I'm not gonna stab a kid. That's insane.
Okay.
that's crazy. I have morals, but I'm
Right.
gonna be a terrorist or whatever in
Yeah.
Australia, right?
And those old people were
In this
probably
situ-
racist anyway, so you know,
Oh, for sure.
you're kind of justified.
So I would just kill like little old ladies.
Not the guys. you run up to an elderly couple, you stab the old woman, and you go, "Sir, thank you for your service."